This next video takes creating sub-layouts to a whole new level. In this example, I have a scrollable frame. I can scroll the frame horizontally, and when I click on the icon within the scrollable frame, a larger image appears over the entire screen. When I click on that image, I am returned to the page, where I can again scroll and click the icon for another image to appear full screen. Now I'll show you how to set this up in InDesign. To begin with, all the page elements exist on the bottommost layer in the Layers panel, which I have named Background. I built this page using layers to ensure that every element was in the correct stacking order on the page, and also so that when I want the user to close the full screen sub-layout, I can just hide that whole layer. Next, I have a layer named Sublayout 1. This is the layer for the slider. If I open the slider to edit it, you'll notice that I have an icon above each slide that I want the user to click on to see each slide full screen. I couldn't actually apply that action to the whole image in the sublayout because the scroll would stop working, since the whole area of the image would be an active button. I defined each of these buttons as GoToAnchor. These buttons refer to anchors that are in another sub-layout. Back in the original InDesign document, I applied the sub-layout enrichment and put in the settings of horizontal starting left and fill with scroll. Now for the sub-layout that will appear full screen. To start with, I made a topmost layer and named it Sublayout 2. In this layer, I made a frame the size of the whole InDesign document. I then created a new InDesign document that was 1024 by 768 that contains 7 pages. I made 7 pages because I wanted the first page to be empty, so that when the sublayout loads on page swipe, there is no information to load. It is simply invisible. The other 6 pages have full-size images, and there is a frame on every page that defines an anchor. Page 2 has anchor 1, Page 3 has anchor 2, and so on. I also placed an action on every full screen image. The action on tap is to hide the layer Sublayout 2, which is the layer in the connected InDesign document where the sublayout exists. Next, I placed the sublayout in the frame I made in the Sublayout 2 layer. Then I applied the sublayout enrichment to this frame, horizontal starting left and fill without scroll. Finally, I hid the layer visibility in the Layers panel. After I made sure all my links were up to date for my external InDesign documents, I saved the document and previewed it in my kiosk. Now that you've seen how it's set up, you can see that I can scroll the sublayout. If I click on one of the icons, that is a GoToAnchor action that actually triggers the visibility of the anchor I set up in the second sublayout. When I click on the full screen sublayout, the action I applied to the image of Hide Layer hides the second sublayout layer and exposes the original page and the scrollable layout. I hope this tutorial inspires you to make even more engaging interactivities using our tools. Thanks.